Have you ever applied to a job and just had no response? I mean, how frustrating is it to go through the steps of applying for a job, putting emotional and you're putting effort into it and just get no response? It's kind of frustrating. Feels like you've been ghosted, you put in all this time and effort, and you just get nothing in return. My name is Arthur Karitzis, and I want to talk a little bit today about the hiring process, how we can improve it, and to kind of give you a couple of examples about how hiring managers and corporations are missing out on talent after they've reached out to apply. We need to go back to putting the human in human resources and making our responses back to candidates more structured, less automated, and more personal. I was recently at a company in which they disclosed to us that they had 30 sales positions open. These positions were open for almost 6 months. The 30 sales positions that were open for 6 months ended up costing the company $30 million. This was because they could not staff the talent quick enough and ended up hurting their revenues for the rest of the year. Now, we want to look back and talk about some of the initial touch points from candidates to clients and talk about maybe some bad experiences from that initial application that a candidate put in and how they were potentially ghosted by the recruiter or just didn't even get a response back. So I'm going to share with you an example about two potential candidates, their experiences when applying to a company, and then how that affected their relationship with the company after. We're going to use two people today. Their names are Natalie and Juliana. Natalie has been working in B2B sales for 2 years. She originally applied to a medical device company in a sales position and didn't get a response back at all. She got an automated email later on in the process saying that she was not qualified. She didn't get any feedback why, and she felt ghosted and just with a bad taste in her mouth. She then went on to work for a different medical device company for 3 years. When she was hitting her quota and reaching President's Club every year, she then saw that same company that she initially applied for didn't get any response back as not really a good company in her mind. We'll take the other candidate, Juliana, now. She has been working at a B2B sales job for about 2 years. She applies to the medical device company, and within a day, she gets a response back from the recruiter or the human resources person. The person says that she does not meet the qualifications at this time. However, they want to stay in contact and keep a relationship. And she also points out some things she can improve upon to when she can get into that role. 2 years pass by, she then gets a job in a medical device company, but the other company has been keeping in contact with her. They built a relationship over time, and now they're ready to come together and potentially work with one another. Now, this puts the candidate in a much better position with the company. It is almost like that company has just built a relationship with them over time, has given them feedback, while the other company has simply ghosted the candidate, leaving an awful experience in their mind. I want to talk about 3 different ways in which hiring managers and corporations can use simple techniques, simple critical thinking techniques to help nurture candidates over time. The first one is the first interaction with the employee. We need to stop the days of simple automation where a person applies to a job and gets an automated email back. We want to make that experience as personable as possible. We want to send a customized email to that employee. That is a simple step in just following up within that first day. I mean, how many times have you applied to a job and you don't get a response back for 4 weeks and it's an automated email? Or even worse, imagine you apply to a job and then 2 months down the road, the recruiter calls you back inquiring about the job. It's just bad, lazy communication. Our second piece of advice is how we can give more feedback. So let's say a person applies to a job, they go through the first initial phone interview, and then nothing comes out of it. They just simply get ghosted. I mean, it's awful. We need to start encouraging each other to give feedback. So this is what you could do to get to this job. This is how much experience we're looking for. This is why it didn't go good. You didn't provide these specific examples in the interview process. Now that candidate can go back and restructure his approach maybe 2 years, 3 years down the line. But now he's at least knowing what he's doing good and what he's doing bad. And the third piece is how companies can keep engaging with candidates once that interview is done or with the initial contact in the beginning. So I think companies need to be highlighting some of their achievements, such as venture capital funding, such as new FDA approval for a product. These are things that companies should be sending to potential candidates that have applied to their job previously to keep engaging them, that keeping them in their mind that this is a good quality company to potentially work for. We need to go back again to putting the human in human resources, making sure we're interacting with each other. Now put yourself in the position of a potential candidate, just not even getting a response back. How can we make it better? How can a 23-year-old college graduate have a first interaction with the company and then build upon it? Thank you again for your time, and I hope you enjoyed my video.